A week after draining his first career buzzer beater, Stephen Curry drops a 40-piece on the Houston Rockets. This is a good sign to get out of his slump, and I hope he keeps this consistent. An honorable mention goes to Kevin Porter Jr. for talking trash and staring at the owner of the Rockets. Let's get into it. Jordan Poole brings the ball up and JTA sets a pin down. I guess the Rockets did not want to switch down screens, so here KBJ fights over, but all Steph does is look at the basket and gets him off balance. Wood doesn't help off a non-shooter for some reason, and Steph cleverly uses his body for an off-leg layup. Here JTA sets another screen and the Rockets choose to switch. The Warriors are trying to abuse Şengün the whole game every single time, and here Steph puts him on skates and Garrison tries to rotate over. Klay and JTA are both technically open, but Garrison was moving as this becomes an and one bucket. Rockets keep crying. Here you have Martin Jr. pointing to pick up Steph, and I want to pause as Gordon is sticking to Klay at the 3. Şengün is in no man's land and Christopher has Poole. The fear of Steph pulling up from 3 has the lowest man in Martin Jr. trying to pick him up. Gordon then has no option than to protect the basket, and Steph catches Klay wide open for a transition 3. Here we have another semi-fast break. Christopher immediately picks up Steph and Tate goes to Kuminga on the wing. Garrison is sticking to Damian Lee in the corner shooter spot, but JTA is wide open for the cut and dunk. Garrison does not slide over in time, and notice Şengün's position here as well. Not ideal if you're the Rockets defense. I think Steph and Kuminga knew what their plan is here. Kuminga slips a screen and the Rockets actually prevent the switch, but out of nowhere JTA comes for a high pick and this potential switch is just too late, as Şengün is caught again so low that Steph pulls up from almost 30. The Rockets are really bad and obviously not known for their defense. Here Green is already caught way behind his man and it's actually Tate's job to rotate over, but he barely sprints and Steph finds JTA for an and one layup after Tate does one of the worst things you can do on a fast break defense. The Rockets' game plan was to stick to Curry unless it's an all-ball screen, and the Warriors' game plan was to abuse Şengün. Here Steph shot fakes from 30 and gets Christopher in the air. The Rockets finally switch, but this is just too late. Easy layup. Here we have a two-man game involving the Splash Bros. The Rockets do not switch off-ball screens and Looney comes off for a dribble handoff. The Rockets end up doubling this, and this is Jalen Green's rotation, but he does not get there in time, and it's a two-handed slam. Easy ball movement. I think I miss Curry abusing opposing bigs since it's been a while. Simple dribble handoff and the Rockets switch. Wood actually does a decent job here, but we all know leaving a big on an ISO is barbecue chicken. Step back 3. And then this happened. KPJ, on the behalf of all Warriors fans, thanks for waking the beast up. Cardinal rule in playing basketball: do not ever talk shit to the best player on the court by far.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not gonna lie. They had us. We weren't defeated, but they had us.
The Rockets announcers kept talking as if this is still 2015. Steph is now an above average on-ball defender, and here he slides his feet well and then KPJ turns it over. Now we have a standard 3-on-2, and what the Rockets should have done is for Tate to leave Poole and cover Curry while Wood protects the basket. Pull up 3 and splash. Same thing as a couple plays ago. Two-man game with JTA on the right side and the Rockets double again. You can see Gordon point for others to help since he has to stick to Klay in the corner, but he is actually the rotation man here, and it's another easy layup. Poor Şengün, man, he's just a rookie. JTA comes for a high pick and the Rockets switch. I got nothing here, simple step back to his right and you know he's cooking by now. Bigs or guards, it doesn't really matter. JTA goes for another dribble handoff and the Rockets switch. Tate is forcing Steph to go to his left and he takes it in for a step back midi. Brilliant display of isolation basketball. I'd love playing basketball with Steph. JTA slips the screen to, I guess, confuse the Rockets for one play. ISO on Christopher and step back to his left. Welcome back, Chef Curry. There's not really much analysis for isolation plays, but Steph goes for his 100th ISO, ironically on the Rockets, loses his handle and pulls it for another midi. Honestly, pretty good defense by Wood, but even he's shaking his head. It's just funny at this point. You got two guys covering Curry from the half-court line, and he creates enough space off Garrison for a 30-footer. Maybe because Garrison was talking smack earlier in the game as well, but here Curry points to GP2 and the Rockets switch. Flies by a weak defender and Wood fails to rotate for the block. Left hand layup high off the glass. Oh man, Steph wins a jump ball too. Tate complains for half a second and loses sight. Wiggins sets an awesome pin down and both Rockets fail to cover as Clay drops a pinpoint pass for another bomb. Well, there you have it guys. The first half was a lot more gameplay breakdown, but once KPJ decides to stare down Steph, Curry decided to take the game into his own hands by playing his version of the Rockets James Harden isolation basketball. 40-piece with 21 points in the fourth quarter, breaking the record set by Kobe for most 20-point fourth quarters. Nothing like a satisfying win in Houston considering Game 6 of 2019 is still one of my favorite playoff games of all time. I really hope Steph uses this game to break out of his slump, as the 7 3-pointers and overall efficiency is key. Tonight is a back-to-back against the Spurs. Hope you guys like the content and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.